Welcome to Tech Talk Central. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Nathan. Hello, and welcome to the video.
Great to have you here. Okay, today we're diving into a really common dilemma, I think, for people looking at big screens.
Yeah, the 75-inch size, it's become kind of a sweet spot.
Exactly. And we're pitting two 2025 models against each other, the Samsung QLED Q7F series and the TCL QM6K series QD Mini LED.
Both aiming for that sort of premium but affordable bracket.
Right. So our mission today really is to look just at the specs, the features they're advertising,
And figure out which one truly comes out on top if your main focus is, say, movies and sports.
two very different types of content.
Absolutely. And what's really interesting here is, they both use quantum dots, QLED tech basically, but the underlying approach is quite different. Samsung's leaning on its brand, color accuracy.
While TCL is pushing this mini LED backlight tech, it's not quite apples to apples.
Not at all. We need to see which tech really gives you, the viewer, those wow moments for these specific uses.
Okay, let's start with movies then. That cinematic experience. Samsung's Q7F, it's a QLED, right? Over 1 billion colors.
Yep, quantum dots. But Samsung gets really specific here. They emphasize Pantone certification for color accuracy.
Pantone, like the color standards people.
Very same. And they talk about 100% color volume. So the promise there is, really faithful color reproduction, what the director intended.
Especially in like a dedicated movie mode setting.
Exactly. And they're using their processing power, the Q4 AI Gen 1 processor, and this Samsung Vision AI.
Oh yeah, what does that actually do?
Well, it's supposed to optimize the picture and sound based on the content type it detects.
All right.
And it handles HDR10 plus dynamic tone mapping.
So it's actively adjusting things scene by scene.
It's squeezing out the most detail from that HDR signal. Think brighter highlights, better shadow detail within the HDR10 plus standard.
Okay, so Samsung's angle is really color purity and smart processing for HDR10 plus K. What about the TCL QM6K? That's where this mini LED comes in.
Right, and this is a pretty fundamental difference in how the screen is lit. TCL calls it mini LED plus QAD color.
So it still has the quantum dots for color.
But the backlight isn't just a few zones. It uses thousands of tiny, tiny LEDs.
Thousands. Okay, so what does that mean for the picture?
It means much, much finer control over local dimming. Which parts of the screen are bright, which are dark.
Ah, so for contrast.
Exactly. TCL calls their system the halo control system. When you see a bright object on a dark background and there's that sort of glow or haze around it?
Yeah, blooming. It can be distracting.
Well, mini LED with good local dimming, like this halo system claims, should significantly reduce or even eliminate that. That means deeper, inkier blacks right next to bright highlights.
Which for movies, especially sci-fi or thrillers set in space or at night,
is huge. Getting those really deep blacks without crushing the detail in the shadows, that's critical for cinematic immersion.
So it sounds like a trade-off then. Samsung's certified color accuracy versus TCL's potentially much better contrast and black levels thanks to mini LED.
That's a big part of it. But there's another piece for movie fans. HDR format support.
Oh, right. You mentioned Samsung focuses on HDR10 plus C.
Yeah, but the TCL QM6K supports a wider range. It does Dolby Vision, HDR10 plus Say-Spell, HDR10, and HLG.
Okay, Dolby Vision, that's the big one, isn't it? A lot of streaming services use that.
Absolutely. Netflix, Disney plus C, Apple TV plus C Max. Tons of premium content is mastered in Dolby Vision. It offers potentially better scene-by-scene optimization than standard HDR10 plus C.
So if you watch a lot of different streaming services, the TCL is just more compatible. It can potentially get the best picture from more sources.
That's the advantage, yeah. It covers all the major bases.
Okay, let's sum up the movie part then. Both promise great color with QLED. Samsung guarantees accuracy with Pantone certification.
But the TCL, with its mini LED backlight and that halo control system, is really gunning for superior contrast, better blacks, less blooming.
And crucially, it supports Dolby Vision, which is a big plus for streaming.
So for pure cinematic picture quality, especially in darker rooms, the TCL tech seems to have an edge on paper.
All right, but now let's completely shift gears. Forget the dark, moody scenes. Let's talk bright lights, fast action, sports, and gaming.
Yeah, and this is where things get, well, even less subtle. Motion handling is key here.
Especially on a big 75-inch screen, any blur or judder is really noticeable. The specs seem pretty different.
They are dramatically different. This might be the single biggest deciding factor between these two TVs for certain people.
Okay, lay it out for us. What are the numbers?
So the Samsung Q7F, according to the specs, has a standard 60 hertz refresh rate.
60 hertz, that's standard, I guess, but maybe not ideal for fast action.
It's the baseline. It means the screen refreshes the image 60 times per second. They mention a game mode and a gaming hub, but the panel itself is 60 hertz.
Now hold on. Samsung has that fancy AI processor, the Q4 Gen 1. Can't that processing clean up the motion on a 60 hertz panel, make it look smoother?
It will try, absolutely. It uses techniques like motion interpolation, sometimes called motion smoothing, to insert calculated frames.
Right, the soap opera effects some people don't like.
Sometimes, yeah. But fundamentally, it can't overcome the panel's native limitation. It's guessing what should be in between the real frames. With really fast motion, a speeding puck in hockey, a fast pan across a football field, you're still likely to see some motion blur or maybe some processing artifacts with a 60 hertz panel, no matter how good the processor is.
Okay, so what's the TCL QM6K offering?
This is the kicker. The TCL has a 144 hertz native refresh rate.
144 hertz, that's more than double.
Exactly. Native, meaning the panel itself can display 144 distinct frames every second. They also list motion rate 480, which is their marketing term for the combined effect of the high refresh rate and backlight scanning.
And they specifically market this for sports.
They explicitly say it's perfect for live sports.
Yeah.
That higher refresh rate means much smoother, clearer motion. Less blur on fast-moving objects, less judder during camera pans. It should look significantly sharper during action.
Wow, okay. That seems like a massive advantage just for watching sports.
Huge. And then for gaming, it gets even better.
How so?
The TCL includes something called Game Accelerator 288. That's their feature for variable refresh rate, or VRR, up to a very high rate.
VRR, that syncs the TV's refresh rate to the game console's frame rate, right? To stop screen tearing.
Precisely. It makes gameplay look much smoother and eliminates those ugly jagged tears during fast movements. Plus, it has HDMI 2.1 support, which is needed for high frame rate gaming and VRR from consoles like the PS5 and Xbox Series X.
And Samsung's 60 hertz panel can't really do high frame rate gaming or VRR in the same way?
Not native high frame rates like 120 fps or 144 fps, and proper VRR support usually requires higher refresh rate panels and HDMI 2.1 features that often accompany them. Samsung has a game mode, but the TCL is built for high-performance gaming.
It even has a game bar display.
Yeah, an on-screen display to show gaming stats like FPS, VRR status, things like that, is really leaning into the gaming audience.
Okay, so TCL is using its processor, the AIPQ PRO, not just for picture quality, but specifically for smooth playback, targeting that speed need.
Absolutely. So if you watch a lot of fast sports, or if you're a serious gamer, especially with current-gen consoles, the TCL QM6K just seems technically far superior in this department based on these specs.
It really sounds like it. The 60 hertz on the Samsung is a major limitation for those uses.
It's the defining difference for motion handling. Yeah.
Okay, so we have Samsung winning on certified color, maybe security later. TCL seems to be winning on contrast, black levels, HDR support, and definitely on motion for sports and gaming. What about the rest of the experience? Audio, the smart platform.
We're at the day-to-day stuff. Let's talk sound first. Samsung offers Object Tracking Sound Light, OTS Lite.
OTS Lite, that tries to make the sound seem like it's coming from where the action is on screen using the TV speakers.
That's the idea, yeah. It uses virtual processing to try and create a more immersive effect.
And TCL?
TCL comes out swinging here, specs-wise. It boasts an On-KYO 2.1 channel audio system.
Onkyo, like the hi-fi brand.
Yes. And critically, it includes a built-in subwoofer, plus Dolby Atmos support.
Wait, a built-in subwoofer in the TV itself?
That's what the specs say. A 2.1 system means two main channels, plus that dedicated low-frequency channel.
That sounds potentially much better than standard TV speakers, even with processing like OTS Lite.
It should be, yeah. Having that dedicated subwoofer, even a small one built in, usually makes a big difference for bass, for impact in movies and games. And the Onkyo tuning adds credibility.
So the implication for you, the buyer, is maybe you don't need to immediately buy a soundbar with the TCL.
Potentially, yes. It's likely to offer a significantly richer, more powerful sound experience right out of the box compared to a standard 2.0 system with virtual processing. That could save you a couple $100.
Okay, audio sounds like a clear point for TCL on paper.
Yeah.
What about the brains? The operating system, the smart features?
Here we see different philosophies again. Samsung uses its own Tilion OS, now branded as the Samsung Vision AI Smart TV platform.
Right, Samsung's ecosystem.
Yep. It includes Alexa built-in for voice control and Samsung TV Plus, which offers a lot of free streaming channels.
Okay. Anything else stand out?
Yes, one really unique thing Samsung highlights is Knox security.
Knox, isn't that their mobile security thing?
It is, and they're bringing that layered security approach to the TV. They talk about triple layer protection.
What does that actually protect against on a TV?
Well, they mention phishing sites, which is relevant if you browse the web on your TV.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe more importantly, they emphasize security for connected IoT devices.
Ah, so if you use your Samsung TV as a hub for your smart home stuff, lights, locks, cameras through smart things.
Exactly. Knox aims to secure that connection point, protecting your wider smart home network. If you're deep in the Samsung ecosystem, that could be a really valuable feature, a point of trust.
Okay, interesting security angle from Samsung. What about the TCL?
TCL goes with a more universal platform, Google TV OS.
Google TV, so integrates well with Android phones, Google Assistant.
Yep, very familiar interface for many people. It includes hands-free voice control, so you can talk to the TV directly, not just the remote.
And any extras on the TCL side?
They mentioned an art mode.
Like Samsung's The Frame, displaying art when it's off.
Kind of competes with that idea, yeah.
Mm.
Lets you show artwork or photos instead of just a black rectangle.
So the OS choice is basically Samsung's secure proprietary ecosystem versus the widely used, familiar Google TV platform on the TCL.
Pretty much. And don't forget the TCL also seems to have the better built-in audio hardware baked in.
Right. Okay, let's try and pull all this together then. Based only on the specs and features we've discussed for these 2025 75-inch models, if the main goal is movies and sports.
If we connect all the dots, the TCL QM6K looks technically like the stronger performer for those specific uses.
Yeah.
You get the mini LED for better contrast and blacks.
She's crucial for movie.
You get the full suite of HDR support, including Dolby
Or
Vision.
better for streaming compatibility,
You get that 144 Hz refresh rate and VRR.
which is a massive advantage for sports and gaming motion clarity.
And you get what sounds like a much better built-in audio system with the Onkyo 2.1 setup.
Okay, so TCL seems to tick a lot of the performance boxes for action and cinematic viewing. What's the argument for the Samsung Q7F then?
The Samsung brings the pedigree. You get that guaranteed Pantone-certified color accuracy, which is great for critical viewing or if you're sensitive to color fidelity.
The QLED brand name recognition.
Definitely. And you get the Samsung Tizen ecosystem, which many people like, plus that unique Knox security feature. If smart home security integrated through your TV is a major priority, Samsung has a distinct advantage there.
But it's held back by that 60 hertz panel for the high-speed stuff.
Fundamentally, yes. For sports and modern gaming, that's a significant technical limitation compared to the TCL's 144 Hz.
So what does this boil down to for you, the listener?
All right.
If you prioritize the smoothest motion for sports, the best performance for competitive gaming, and deep cinematic black levels with wide HDR support.
The TCL QM6K seems to offer significantly more performance for the money in those specific areas based on these specs. It's the technical powerhouse here.
But if your main concern is absolutely perfect, certified color accuracy for movies, maybe you're less sensitive to motion blur, and you value the security of the Samsung ecosystem,
Then the Samsung Q7F provides that assurance, that brand trust, and that unique security focus.
okay, that clarifies the trade-offs pretty well. So here's a final thought to chew on. How much do you personally value that 144 hertz refresh rate? If most of what you watch is, say, dramas or sitcoms streamed online, and maybe just casual sports viewing, is the massive motion advantage of the TCL worth it compared to the Samsung certified color and security features?
That's the question, isn't it? It really depends on your specific viewing habits. And of course, price will play a huge role when these actually hit the shelves. To find the latest prices and deals on both of these 75-inch TVs, definitely check out the links in the description below.
Absolutely. And if you found this deep dive helpful, please subscribe to our channel, Tech Talk Central. We break down the tech specs and features that matter to you.
Thanks for watching.
We'll catch you next time.